All right. Good morning. It's Tuesday. Welcome to Successful Indie Author 5-Minute Focus, Episode 7. And we'll go a little philosophical today. Why do you want right? Let me start my little timer here so I don't lose track. And this isn't this is a tough question. This is a hard question because why do you want to write always starts off with, well, I always wanted to tell a story. I love to write. I love to get those words down and see them. But then as soon as you put it up for sale, as soon as you publish it, you start getting feedback, you start getting other things that impinge upon your desire to write. And this is the critical element. So you go from I love to write to I love to entertain. But most people don't think about it that way. I love to tell stories, but we all like to get those positive reviews. We like to get those that feedback from our beta readers, from the ARC team, from the first reviewers, from the first readers, from the people who join our newsletter, that they love the story. We love that positive feedback. What happens if you get negative feedback? What happens when you make a lot of money at a story? Some people go full time and becomes an overwhelming burden. So no longer do they love to write. So why do you write? If you consider yourself an entertainer, you might have a lot better time internalizing your success or your impending success. I won't call it a failure because we learn more from failure than we do from success. If you published your first book and you sold 250,000 copies, can you replicate that? And very, very rarely can people do that. So I'm not a fan of that first book runaway success. Because it doesn't keep you hungry to try to keep improving. You think you're at the top of your game right out of the gate, and that may not be the case. So to keep your ego in check, work your way up. So why do you like to write? Why do you write? Answer this question honestly, and then answer it after you've made some good money, after you've lost money, after you've been impacted, after you've gotten those negative reviews. This is all important to your overall psyche of why you keep writing. Because in a month, I'll go over 5 years of writing full time. 5 years, it seems like a lot longer than that just because the industry changes so much from day to day. But it will have been a wildly successful 5 years. I hope I'm broadcasting. Oh, hey, there we are. Okay. A wildly successful 5 years. I also just went over $1 million in total earnings. So why do I write? I write twofold. I love to tell stories. I will continue to write even if everything fell apart and I never sold another book. I'll still write stories, probably short stories, because writing novels does take an effort. And then I lost my train of thought there. That's how quick it happens when you get old. Geez, that sucked. Let me clean that up. But the writing, and then you get into the entertaining. But I like the business side of it as well. I like the industry of how do we get this book into more people's hands? How do we get it into the right people's hands? There are readers out there who, like me growing up, couldn't get enough of the right kinds of books, those books that I wanted to read. And so how do I find those people? Because of the books that I've written. So that is half of my my desire of why I love to write, is because I love that business challenge, and then growing the business, establishing that foundation from which the production line works more efficiently, and we get the books to market, and the books are available in formats that the readers like. So that half and half. Yes, I like to entertain. I love getting positive reviews. I love the feedback. I'm doing okay at the entertaining part, and I like the business part. But keep that in mind. When as soon as you publish, now it's a business, and you're an entertainer. How do you reconcile yourself with that? With I just love to sit out back, write, and my stories are me, and I'm one with my story. So why do you write? You need to be able to answer that question, and you need to be able to answer it consistently, especially after you've realized some success. or you're working your way up and you see the potential and you realize your words have value. And they do. Almost every single person out there is a natural storyteller, and they can then put those books out there and people will pay for them. With all that, right, holy cow, do you believe that? Stop that. It's been 5 minutes. Why do you write? Answer that question honestly for yourself and look at it through the multiple lenses of success, failure, and anonymity. Nobody knows who you are, but are they still good stories? And that's where you have to reconcile yourself and say, do I keep writing or not? If it's easy to quit writing, then that should be part of your answer. If it's not easy, then that's where you have to go and look and say, okay, now what do I need to do to make it more palatable and more able to internalize that this is okay to keep writing, even if this first book didn't resonate? Those are the hard questions that you need to answer for yourself. Hopefully you can. That's it. Today's 5 minute focus. Thank you very much. Everybody have a great day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.